Hello, hello everyone. I believe we're live, and we're live for the Frostales Quick Esports Finals, which we just saw the qualification match to. And we're going into the game very quickly, as we had no preparation time, as we were laughing about um,
Many
some
things.
very funny things you could say. Some Minecraft and McDonald's movie toy things. But yeah, we're live here now. Frostales versus Quick Esports. Obviously, a battle we've seen before, and uh, and we've got Dip, who does share the team for both of these teams. So we've got a bit of a rivalry match going on here, as we should be heading into the game very quickly, as I believe it's starting very soon.
Yeah, and I do believe the bands are that it is Queen banned, and as well, the Tourbillon has been banned from the side. The obvious bans out of the way. Frostales did not let them go, and there we go, straight into the matchup. And yeah, Dip on the Thera this time. Willis on the Ram getting the first pick. And Frosttail starting off on the his classic hazard composition there. Kyo huddling in a corner for warmth, it appears. But yes, some actual free observation, no longer Dip POV, although I'm looking to see what more he can continue that performance. Kyo is on the flank, and someone takes out Zydra. What the? I thought he was in his side of the spawn, but no, that was much more nefarious than I imagined, and that's the way we would open up this fight. But Natsuki gets a try into pack, and is that Gogo off the map? No, he's holding on for dear life. But Willis, though, snatching more life away that he can keep alive.
Yeah, no, interesting contrast of team compositions. Quick Esports running the hard brawl, Juno Brig, like the most hardest brawl you can get in there.
3K.
And trying to kick Go-Go, but no, Willis does fist Go-Go's life away. And yeah, 50% of the clock already from that one fight. We do apologize for hopping in a little bit late. We had some technical issues while we're talking about Minecraft McDonald's toys. And
it appears though quick. It's still a walk in the park from so far. Fight wins back to back, 60% taken. Zydra with the high noon, closing in on 4 other ults as well. But Frosttails have a lot back to work with, and still Kyo, always an X factor, the crazy aimer that he is, finds a shot for Dip. Crocs almost seems to get away with his life there, but the high noon will end him there. And Frosttails hitting the last ditch effort here. Kyo yet again, now in the face of an orbital ray. It's him versus Zydra. Who can find the bigger impact? Zydra clinging on for life. Overclock trying to claim it out, but Natsuki goes in with a rally. Beat comes out in time, but it's not able to save Kyo. And now yet again, it's a 4v4. This could be a final fight here, Matthew.
Yeah, and it's looking like it. And they're really taking this game by the neck. Crocs, they're finding the pick out the Natsuki there to try to even this out a little bit. Quick are still looking dominant. They're trying to stall this point. Willis is holding to that block. Now Frosttails do flip the point and decide to swap their attention over a little bit more towards the Dip there. Everything downpour, but he's popular Rama trolled here. Willis trying to stay alive, and Crocs does fall. Not able to get those Crocs on the feet, and not able to run away quite quickly enough in sports mode. And Dip does find the pick at the Kyo as well. It's looking like an advantage for Quick Esports here. You've got that high noon building up to stall out the point a little bit as well, and it's looking like this first round of the first map is going to the side of Quick Esports. Zydra picks up another 3, and really taking this game by the neck, really showing that importance of the Cassidy pick and taking round 1 off control.
Just like how I'm butchering his name, he's butchering the opposition. This Cassidy look is what Quick are going all in on. It looks like super heavy brawl a lot of the time. We saw this in their previous matchup into TA just a moment prior with the Torb online. Torb is banned out here, as is Queen. Dip though, starting on the Tracer, starting on the Pharah, going back to the Tracer, now back again onto the Pharah. But yeah, there's Juno Brig, Ram, Cass. These are the ingredients the Quick seem to believe will be what cooks them up a grand finals victory here. And Frosttails, even though they struggled almost 100-0 on that point for them, they're going to be starting on the same composition here. Genji, Sojourn, yet again. Kyo, only really the one that was popping off their pack, a little bit quiet. Crocs getting hounded down by this Cassidy, by Willis, by Natsuki. Frosttails going to shake this up, going to have to get a lot quicker here on their engagements. But they also have to worry about Dip absolutely pummeling away their races before it can happen. And Crocs already lost his armor, having to flee for the hills, running for the safety of his supports before the points even unlocked.
Yeah, speaking of pummeling, there's a few explosive shots going in here onto the backside of Frosttails, and a lot of the members are falling down low. Not all the resources available. Zydra finds a pick onto Kyo. Crocs is finally dangerous low. There's a mega pack available for a quick burst of healing. A form is now available to pop for Willis, but they're going to wait for this point to unlock to get their 5-man. Not engaging in a 4v4, just letting this point capture. and letting a good stabilization happen. Now you're gonna be able to engage in S5, really punish these cross choke points that Frostales are gonna have to go through, which is the definitive kill box here for Quick, as a wall is being used by Crocs there to try to keep Willis out, but Willis is in that danger, so the Ram form. Pack now on the off angle. Oh, almost finds Dip. I read that as Lip, and that's just the kind of performance we'll be seeing from Dip here today. Especially on the Torp POV we saw earlier in NIF.
Yeah, it's been super impressive, but the rush out from Kiwi could be a real thorn in their side. They're going to have to probably give a point flip here. They're not going to touch, but that's an ult successfully kited with no casualties. Yet point flip coming through. Zyja coming up on the high noon is their quickest ultimate. Procs continually almost teetering on the edge of death. Zyja pumping out damage, but they don't really able to retouch the point, and that's the best player that can do that. Dip now off the field. Procs hunting down Natsuki as well in this brawl, and finally the stay of execution has run out. Guillotine axe to the head, Zyja next on the block, and that's going to be a quick reset. One trade from Zyja won't do all that too much, and Quick, this was the main issue on this comp. You don't really have two people that can easily access the point. Frosttails have a lot more mobility, have a lot more ways to juggle this point, but Dip now on the Genji could be the answer to that.
Yeah, and it does also make it a little bit easier for Dip to get some pure burst damage in here onto the likes of Crocs and Kyo. Especially Kyo here. Pack is doing a very good job of being the distraction you need from your flex DPS here. The Genji keeping the attention to themselves whilst being able to kill to get that kill potential. There's a high noon being popped here from Zidra. Maybe going to be just a little bit of damage, no. But the high noon is redempted for 40% of the ult charge thanks to the perk there. Now there's a hazard downpour being played, a rally popped by Natsuki in exchange. Looking to find Puck here. Puck is getting low, is in dash range. Dip doesn't even need a dash, just finds a headshot. And it's looking like Quick Esports are going to be taking this point side control. You don't even need to get any more kills. You've gotten the map control. You've gotten what you need. Some nice orbital range, some orbital bombs range from the sky to heal up the team. And they're going to be setting up for another hold.
Yeah, so much space taken there. Quick as well, able to shut down Kyo's overclock. Now means Pack's Blade is going to be their best option, but they have a Ray, they have their Annihilation trying to shut it down. There'll be two support ults though to double up on that Blade from Pack, so Frosttails still pretty comfortable here, 71% taken as well. Quick though, want to get a brawl going, but Kyo finds the headshot and Dip's taken out. Annihilation pop from Willis, but he falls straight after. Johan gets one trade, but the point flip's going to come through. He invested the orbital as well. That's disastrous. And now Frosttails able to skirt away, get away with a point flip, get away with damn near murder as Quick attempt to regroup here for what could be a final fight.
Yeah, you really have to not die here as Natsuki. The Blade is being popped to try to get rid of him, but no, nice high noon and pocket there from the help of Zidra there. Is gonna be able to keep Natsuki alive, and now the recontest and refight is very possible. We're gonna have to retake those. Go says no. Go says we go in now, and Puck finds the value you need. You find the headshot on the Zidra. Natsuki falls down to Go as well, and it's Willis on this hazard being left alone. It's looking like a round 2. He's gonna be going in the favor of Frosttails, and there's not even a retouch there from Dip. Not that it would have mattered all that much.
Quick just kind of got out ult cycled at the end there. Frosttails had 3 ults to play with. Quick only had the 2, and they couldn't get it working. They couldn't engine the scenario to really get an impact. You kind of have to play for an Ajax there on Gogo last fight. Very difficult. He knows he's the win con in that situation. And Quick, again, back and forth here. 100-0, very dominant start for Quick, and a very dominant response from Frosttails. Willis starting yet again back on this Ram, Dip back on the far. Frosttails, though, sticking with their guns. If it don't broke, don't fix it. But at this point, I think could be a real mix. A lot of higher grounds for Frosttails to work with, but also the points are pretty enclosed space. So I think this will be really back and forth. I expect this to be the most competitive out of both those points. Both the styles have a lot of impact here, but a Farah from Dip could be the X factor. Really could punish Frosttails. So Pack on the Tracer. I definitely, I think, deliberate pick, knowing the Dip wants to be on the Farah, but never mind. Dip's going to go back and maybe swap to a Tracer himself. No, the Genji wants to be much more brawly into this matchup.
Yeah, and well, here it is. You really respect that extra time you've had before the point unlocks to go swap the composition you need against these kinds of comps. You see what's good against them, and you have the leisure to really let the point even cap. But Dip doesn't want to seem to let that happen, as there's Puck on the point. The Dip is forcing that out, and an engagement to main there onto, I believe that Zidra there from Crocs is going to be the cause of the fall onto Kyo, as it looks like Quick is on the back foot, but are getting this out. And yeah, Johan finding those 2 picks that you mentioned, and now really just a finishing few shots onto Crocs is what's gonna lead Quick to get this point. Good there. You acknowledge the fact that you've got time to swap the comp you necessarily need. You maybe had a bad matchup there at the start, and now you take a better matchup, and now they're taking this point.
Yeah, not even a single percentage point for Frosttails there, and Johan with the double jump perk as well to keep himself really out of Frosttails' reach majority of this fight with the pocket of Natsuki as well. Speedring trying to find engage right now. Frosttails are coming in to hit through kitchen, it looks like. There's some torpedoes coming out. Can they find anything? Crocs has walked out. High Noon trying to maybe zone him out. It's made way onto the point. Can they capitalize on it? Pack recall's been forced out. Frosters are scattered right now, and Quick are trying to hunt down the remnants, and Dip will find the execution onto Pack now. Can they find the cleanup is going to be the question. Crocs, dangerously low. Will Suzu will keep him alive.
Yeah, and really, you don't really want to play these open areas against Quick, even though you've got the potential assessor to wall people up. You're gonna be in more of a dangerous situation, especially when Willis is going in like this with that perk, with the shotgun perk, I would call it there. The Ramatra's primary fire annihilation perk. There's a huge slow is there popped early to get that extra damage, and Willis was being a bit of an off angle here. Has got the Drumult available, not much LOS on his backline, but doesn't matter when you've got this kind of pressure going in. Now you are able to control point as well, but Crocs find Zidra in all of that exchange, somehow left unchecked, and that's found the pick you need, and oh, getting a nice early slash onto Natsuki there. Really looking like the Frosters are gonna be running away with this now.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing with Quick, is that they might have more stability inherently with this Brigitte Juno, but Frosttails have maneuverability. And into the hazard, the Brig can't really actually be too self-sustainable. Also, the burst damage from Frosttails can kind of just one-shot through whatever packs can try and do to mitigate that. And they also have 5 ults coming out, Overclock in response to the High Noon here. Oh, super early engagement, basically in the front door, blade out from Dip, a beat just barely in response. The spikes can be the thing to close it out though, as a catch onto Willis and Zydra. And right in their front door, Frosttails expend 4 ultimates. Quick answer back with only 1, I believe, of their own. And Dip looking for some kind of Widow Shot kill, but 80% taken for Quick. 4 ults expended from Frosttails. A dangerous gambit that might have just bitten them in the behinds. Now, Quick have an unanswered only by Kitsune Rush, and I think, as you'll agree, Quick have a lot of play to work with this orbital. It can just outpower this Kitsune Rush if they play it right.
Yeah, Dip looking to go on a bit of an off angle here, looking to maybe rotate on this high ground, not letting himself get seen, but oh no, it's an attempt to find out Crocs here, and Crocs has been scouted out, but it's Dip who's falling to Crocs. A good slash there, finishes off the Frenchman. One French to another, a slash is the determining factor in that matchup. It's kind of surprising how, when you consider slash is not Genji who's getting the kill with it, but Hazard. But yeah.
The French connection between them right now is more that of blaze and clashing than of any kind of friendship. But Quick, able to recuperate here. They have, again, 2 ults to work with. There they are, both the 4 ults thrown out. The Kitsune Rush in the face. Can it outpower 2-4-1? No, and Crocs gets caught trying to retreat. Gets 2 there, does Willis with the form, and now it's Quick on the point. Dip takes out Kiwi as well, but 85% taken for Frosttails. A late stall as well from Pack. This will be the final fight here though, Match. You can Quick hold on. Yes, they expended 3 ults. They will have Annihilation, but Frosttails, they're still barren in their ult banks. Maybe an Overclock late fight. Maybe a Pulse Bomb as well, but that's going to be it. Quick looks strong in this position.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to annihilate this backline for Annihilation, but it's Dip trying to do that early with an early movement of the Kyo, and does find the early pick. Now there's only a 5v4 left. You don't have your main carry potential even anymore. It's gonna be up to Puck or Crocs here to really find that extra value that you wouldn't normally see, but Quick are holding this down like a fortification. Zidra finds a pick onto Puck, a nice roll, and it's only Crocs and the Kiwi left on this point side to try to contest it, and it's both of them falling down at the same time. Zidra popping that, Dip finding an early pick, and that's map 1 going in the direction of Quick Esports here.
It's just an absolute delight to witness that. Frosttails super dominant throughout the rest of the season, but Quick firing back here. It's all gas in the chamber at the moment. Pedal to the metal, Nitro engaged by the side of Quick, and they're absolutely looking to make a name for themselves. They stomped on through TA, the #1 seed, earlier, and now they're looking to challenge the Titans of the playoffs so far. They fell earlier in a 3-1 to Frosttails both times in their previous encounters. They've already taken their first map. Can they deny the curse? It's yet to be seen, but there's cast from Zydra, Dip with the engagements, and the style differences here, it feels like really Quick. Once they get a map that suits them, they will just dominate in terms of this brawl. They know how to counter, how to really punish any kind of hit there from Crocs. And Kyo as well is just kind of getting outshined. Maybe you can talk this I'm not better than me, but what is this match at the moment in the current meta between Sojourn versus Cass? Where do their strengths lie? Where do you rather see them both being played?
I mean, Cassidy has that immense pressure on the tanks that Sojourn really, while you are able to do, it's Cassidy who's able to really it put pressure on the tank more heftily with those right clicks, so you can't really get up close without clearing certain positions. As well as the fact that Cass is just very exceptionally good at denying the common DPS from the flex DPS department, like Echo, Genji, Tracer. Sojourn is still able to do that, but Sojourn is more played for the direct carry potential with those headshots onto squishies and supports, but not able to directly mark out as well, even though she's ridiculously strong in every way. Cassidy has this, especially now with the range buff, is able to contest other DPS at a better length than Sojourn is with direct pressure onto them. Whereas, you've got an SMG, it's not gonna really be that scary until the railgun is online for Sojourn. Cassidy is constantly putting that pressure out. And one hinder could be enough to pick out a Tracer, Genji, Hazard, Doomfist, Winston, whatever you want, really. Even characters like Junker Queen are tremendously pressured by Cassidy. So that's the angle Quick are going for, where Frostales are going in more in the direction of this carry potential from Kyo with this Sojourn, and it has seemed to work in Quick's favor so far. You're more
Yeah.
able to, I guess, more rely on every member of the team to carry more than playing for one individual person, which gives more flexibility to this team, and I think it works in Quick's favor, especially when you consider what everyone here can play and how good they are at it.
Yeah, much more of a system player, let's say, is Zydra fitting into this core. Like you said, the Sojourn much more individually favored with his headshots, also with the mobility to get around the map and be supported in those off angles. While Kyo can definitely play like that. Zydra is able to stand with his tank, be supported with the stable core of the Brig Juno. So it's really impressive as well from the Juno player to just withstand all the hits, because yes, we saw the Cass a lot of times being the targets, but that's because the Juno Brig are playing well out of the kind of danger zones, and with the double jump perk as well, it's pretty untypical to see. We kind of saw a lot of people tend towards the headshot perk for the extra damage and the kind of solo carry potential, but Johan knows that with the double jump perk, he can just stay out of arm's reach, put all the resources on to Zidra and onto Dip, and let them do what they need to as well. That's kind of what Willis does on the ramp, to kind of block, do his job, get the slows, get the kind of hits engagements in. Right now, the system for Quick is overcoming the individual prowess of Frosttails Esports, but that's only map number one. It could be a lot more coming our way at the moment, so we'll have to wait more, a lot more, let's say, for wait and see what comes down the corner. Let's wait for the next map bans. But yeah, super impressive performances at the moment here. To wait and see what comes next.
Yeah, we will be going into Suravasa, and the map and the character bans look to be Tracer and Juno respectively. So it looks like Frostales are banning Tracer. Oh, is it Hanzo and Juno?
Hanzo and Juno has been, yeah, I'm hearing it.
Maybe my website is wrong then. I've gotten some information in my ear, and my voices in my head are speaking to me. They seem to be very corny for some reason. The voices in my head, I've got a corn on my mind, but
As long
mega
as they're not
corn emojis
British.
in my head.
Wait, were you the one that put the Matthew for context sent me an image yesterday of two corns being put down on a bar of chocolate, like in the supermarket area? Was it you that was holding the corn and abandoned it
No, no,
for the
no,
luxury
no.
chocolate? It so was. It so was.
No,
How
no,
could you
no.
do this?
Let me see. Let me see. Because it was Kinder Bueno, bro. I would never
This
leave out my fabulous corn.
our poor observer abandoned in his corn adventures. But yeah,
Yeah, I was in the store. Wait, let me see if my webcam were. You can see someone left a packet of 2 corns in a Kinder Bueno aisle.
it was you.
And
It was so you,
no,
and
it
you took
wasn't
the
me.
photo to get an alibi. Yes, you did.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't me trying to farm Twitter interactions later
Yes,
today
it
with
was.
posting this at
Yes, it
prime
was.
hours.
But yeah, it's a Frosttail ban from Juno and a quick ban from onto Hanzo there. Interesting, as we're going to what, Suravasa, right?
Yeah, we're going into Suravasa, which is interesting map choice. Considering, well, it's an interesting map choice, but I like it because it's very flexible. But I think apart from like a couple of rounds, I would say that Quick has the advantage if they're gonna keep playing this Ramatra into that Hazard with. Well, the first point is very good for Hazard with that high ground.
Hmm.
It's a very flat map when you consider everything apart from first point. It's not really many high grounds available for you to use. As I'm trying to like think, There is that like the point with the well and the high ground, but even that is very easily cleared out since it's a quite a short rotation, not many kill boxes available there, or they're them very
Yeah.
close range one. So it's usually quite difficult to clear out a Ramatra from that.
Are we assuming they are still going to run around though? Is the Juno's now off the cards? Understandable with the way that Johan was playing, just basically immortal. The majority getting massive value with raids and the such, but would you still want to play the Ramatra without the Juno? Maybe I'm assuming going to the Kirilucio style, you still expect to see a cast come out with that style, or maybe you see them go back towards a Sojourn look. Maybe you even see the Hazard come out. Torb is now back on the field. Hands are being banned. I'm assuming that's a protect ban, right? To deny. No, because I'm assuming the Frosttail's banned first. So the Hanzo ban. Maybe it's just something the Frosttails like to throw in as a wild card. We saw the Hanzo in yesterday's match, earlier match against TA. But we'll have to see what those impacts are as we head into our match. Suravasa here, map number 2, 1-over quick, and it's going to be the Lucy on both sides, the Caster side of Quick, the Ramatra paired up with, and Crocs' Queen, now unbanned, now unleashed on the field.
Yeah, and this is where I do think this Cassidy comes into play very well for Quick. You're gonna be able to kind of tag a Crocs out constantly. Obviously want to be more aware of looking at the squishies, but you want to also be able to get this Queen up. Apparently so, and there's a knife. You're trying to pull someone off the high ground. That's interesting from Crocs there. Something to study, and then jumps onto the high ground, doesn't able to really seem to get in and move that axe, but and falls down for it. That is a nice cleanse there. Johan is having I would say a generational performance here on this biggest stage as you need, and it's really showcasing what the power of flex supports can have when you're using it properly. They're completely denying Frosttail's entire engagement with just one ability and turning around the fight by himself there.
I'm honestly kind of wishing we just had a Johan POV, to be honest. That's probably a bit biased with my, as a fellow flex support, but he's been actually putting a credible performance so far, and now they're holding on to the point. Frost has walk into a whole bunch of spam from this Spara cast, slow onto Crocs as well, making his life incredibly difficult, but now he's going to have to go in. It's going to be difficult. Who'd you even go in? Maybe playing for a knife, again a headshot from Kyo. There's the shout though, and a catch on the difficult people. Maybe a trade can come through, but no, it's Kyo now unfaltered, unhindered by any kind of spam.
Oh. Zidrofesh will turn on the puck there.
Oh my goodness, this guy is hitting shots.
Oh, but there's a late pick, but they will catch this wave, which is gonna make it a bit easier to come back into this fight quicker. You did find that trade onto, was it Yo or Puck there, which they're gonna come back rather fast, but...
Yeah, I think it was Pack maybe? I'm not 100% sure.
The setup is still gonna be a bit more difficult here for Frosttails when you don't have your off-angler with you, and Quick might, if they play this smartly, they're gonna just run it through here with an ultimate to break the choke point, and that's just what's gonna happen. A nice shield there from Willis to protect the high noon. Kiriko Rush was popped there, and another Kiriko Rush being traded here. Now it's gonna be Frosttails that are going to put on the back pedal as Kyo's getting pressured by Dip there, and that's a nice pick there. Dip with the help of Johan there does find that pick, and Johan, we finally see the POV, and just as we see it, he misses 12 shots in a row.
No, it's okay, it's okay. Oh, well, he done might say some more as there's a Crocs on him, but he will finish that kill. 90% taken though. Gogo last to be staggered out. Willis takes a few. But Quick, I mean, you can see that, like you said, the shields, the Suzu, every kind of peel was on Zydra. Quick are just playing so much as a team, and yeah, Frosttails are trying to do the same, but right now, they do seem to be getting split pretty easily. The better Kitsune Rush will be the determining factor, but the earlier beat could be that for Frosttails here. Natsuki 20% behind Gogo's beat here. Kyo has that overclock, and Willis explodes! Not even able to get the form off, trying to throw out the slow and gets traded for it. But Zydra gets a kill to Gogo, the beat not able to get online, and maybe if Natsuki can live, that'll be the fight to turn it around, but 97% point. They'll have to keep touching, someone has to touch, but no one's able to tip dash, it's just a moment too late. First flashpoint goes to Frosttails.
Yeah, and it's a great start here, for Frosttails. Quick did seem to get a bit of a momentum there, but it did get stopped here by Frosttails. They're showing good gameplay, and really that burst onto Willis was just what was needed. And yeah, now you've got that advantage, but as well, that is probably the point that Quick are going to struggle the most with, since it's so long and linear, where you have to kind of rotate through the one open choke point to get the point, which is a struggle. But here you've got more options to possibly contest the high ground. They're even set up Zidra here for a high noon off the off angle. Natsuki pocketing it as well as they can. and now they're gonna redeem that 40% of the time and back right again. That perk is showcasing some good value, but now there's an overclock being popped by Keo. Maybe a beat coming in from Natsuki here to save Willis. No, there's a Rama Troll being popped though. Surely you're gonna use something here. Oh, there's a beat being used by Frosttails now. Quick not really pressing the buttons here at all. Maybe trying to just force Frosttails' ult economy away here. But I think that's a bit of maybe a bit of too much passiveness there to use your ultimates. You could have probably popped beat there, though you were scared of the matching beat from Go there, of course.
Yeah, it's a rough situation, but now Crocs and Co kind of hold close here. Maybe Quick now should have an advantage. Not really much. They are a bit closer to the high noon with that 40% perk, recycling back to them. But still have to break on through an early hole. Crocs so much damage. Gets Finish Rush now, trying to amp him up. He's going in. Pressure onto Natsuki, playing the air jack with Dip, playing for himself. The blade comes out. Pack will trade though. Crocs out now with the beat in response to his rampage. Natsuki trying to redeem himself. The blade is pulled from Pack and he slices through Natsuki. Yet again, now he's all able to free fire onto Willis, the last standing bastion on this point. And Frosthouse have been dominant so far. Quick. A little bit of C9 on that first point, a little bit of hesitancy with now the ult, some cracks, some kinks showing in the armor, and Frosttails are hungry to keep pushing them into the soft underbelly here. Now they have the flash, they have flashpoint point. Is that fair to say? 2-0 at the moment. Maybe looking to equalize the map score here. And Quick only have a high noon to work with.
Yeah, I mean the high noon is constantly getting recharged with the help of that perk, but it's really an ultimate war. It's not really fight winning on most occasions, as we hear Natnif taking deep breaths and sighs after a long commentary. The Keo finds Yoham. That Zidra high noon is popped there. Maybe finally gonna be able to get some value, or is he gonna be waited out? No, there's Croc's pick, and it's a 2-4-2, and they've got the tank advantage now. Just gotta stabilize and try to live. But no, it's a 2v3 now. I think it's a 3v3 now with the help of Yoham, but Yoham is the one to fall down. A cleanse onto Park there as well. No, it's just looking rough for Quick here. You've got the necessary picks, but you're not gonna be able to capitalize off it. And they're gonna have to go on the back pedal to the middle.
Where is Go-Go going? What? Why did he just run it into fight? Oh my goodness, Go-Go.
We're on the wrong point
also,
as
that's
well.
The wrong point. What on earth was that? What a bizarre encounter going on. And Quick, they lose the point, but they're off the players right now, so surely they should get the flip in just a moment. And Crocs has to be very safe here, can't get run. There's no slow to really threaten him, but Willis is coming up on Annihilation, and Keo though, early overclock being popped, flesh wounds into the kill onto Zydra, now down a player. Go-Go solo has the beat online, but no other pressure onto him means right now Frosttails are up, a headshot from Keo too. Quicker floundering at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could really, give a title to this match so far, and that would be Go-Go's Bizarre Adventure, as there's been everything going on here. And especially that little wall ride going in there was quite interesting. But yeah, Frosttails are getting the advantage here once again. Seems like there could be a bit of a comp differential at the moment. They just seem more comfortable on this map, but Puck is being forced out. And a Ramator ultimate being used here to counter that Kirkors from Kiwi. And is it gonna get the value necessary? It does look like Keo is falling down with the help of Dip. And the Frosttails are now backing onto the point. You forced an early fight there. That ultimate does get the pick to break the choke point, but now you're gonna be able to find on the point again. There's a Kitty Course being popped onto the point to try to win this fight. Crocs is being slowed and Quick are taking this, but it is looking like Frosttails are in control here. They are very clear on what they want to do and they're doing it well. They're executing this well. Oh, a nice stop! Oh my, the flashbang like in the good old days of Overwatch 1. Really just stuns that ultimate out and stops the entire play. You do trade Zidra out for it, but you win the fight and you force Frosttails every single ultimate there. You've got nothing left, and Quick are flipping this point with a high noon available to stall out this rotation.
Yeah, Zidra goes down a martyr there, taking out the crucial queen out. Frosttails, they really thought they had the clutch in then. Maybe they had, but Zidra able to shut that down himself. You also have the only ult online on the field at the moment. Crocs slowed up, hindered as well, able to live, and Zydra falls again. There's no ults available for Quick. And 90%, they have to find something. They don't really have time for a proper retouch. They have to get some kind of clutch going, but who can step up? A knifing onto Natsuki there as well. He falls low. He's going to get cut down to size. Overtime has been triggered, but Frosttails, they're going to take it 3-0. Flashpoint goes their way. The map score equalized to 1-1.
Yeah, a very, very Impressive showcase of Flashpoint. The prowess there from Frosttails. Crocs' Queen is obviously very good, but that was incredible. I mean, they showed very high levels of gameplay, like we would expect going into a game like this. Really, just rotating out everything. Everything was planned, and everything was, you would say, meticulously on point. And yeah, that's how you
Yeah,
that's how you take another map for yourself.
they're really photosynthesized and metamorphosized and all those other big fancy words. But honestly, if it came down to it, the Queen has looked a lot better on that flashpoint. The slow and steady style that Ramarcha wants to kind of go with, the slows in particular couldn't really find any value. I know that onto Crocs, the boops, the slows can really make his axes feel non-existent, but still able to keep alive, able to get resources onto him, while his DPS can kind of take angles. Kyo especially really came alive. Dip on the Genji couldn't find the impact needed to. That blade on the second point really fell short. And the ult situation, you pointed out, they were just too hesitant. They kind of like happy to walk away maybe with the perk and just force the point flip, but the ults came out and there was a moment there, like a tiny moment where maybe just too much pressure was put on Natsuki. It was a perfect moment to get the later beat, but it wouldn't have been enough time to save Willis in the time he popped it. And yeah, unfortunately, a dominant showing here from Frosttails. As right now, the curse is still on. Quick, you're going to have to get back on the front foot if they want to shake it loose.
Yeah, and well, yeah. I mean, they did showcase some prowess on the first map there, which I think once they start to get into that momentum again, they're going to be more competitive. They seemed really good as well on this flashpoint, but it seemed like Frosted just knew everything that they were going to do and had planned very well ahead for it. Like mentioned, they just rotated well, and every engagement that Quick wanted to do, they had a second fight in plans, like that early fight on that third flashpoint. They fought early in the choke point, and then kited back and fought again on the point. And while Quick did end up winning that fight, they lost so much percentage and so many resources for it, just to claim that one.
I also really wouldn't be surprised to see a break ban come out here because it does feel like the Cassidy you want to play a slower pace. You want to kind of slow things down, play more longer fights in your favor, but the Social just got more value into the Kiri Lucio matchup. And if you ban the break, after you ban the Juno, you're going to be forced back into that matchup again. And maybe, you would expect to see Snowdrop in all honesty, if you're going to mirror the Sojourn, but that does not seem to be the look that Quick are going for. They're all in at the moment on Zydra, on the Cassidy. He's back off the bench and giving a lot of good evidence to show why he should stay off it at the moment. But yeah, a rough start. Quick had to keep the momentum going. They had to keep their heads high, had to stay strong. And Route 66 will be the next roadblock, next challenge, the hurdle to overcome here. What do you expect to see here coming out on this map, Matthew?
I mean, it's a traditional map of diving, but I do think that if guessed correctly, probably Winston. Crocs' Winston is pretty solid. Breaking ball is always a possibility. Hazard, especially if Willis is playing, is probably what we're going to see if Diva is banned.
Yeah,
But
the bans I
yeah,
think could have a big impact, right? Maybe you see a Hazard Torb cast come out again. Assuming the Brig isn't banned. I feel like if Brig is banned, do you still want to go in on that heavy anti-dive without a Brig to kind of be a core piece of that? I don't know. Maybe the Wrecking Ball as well. I think if there's a Hazard on the cards, Willis will snap to the opportunity. We haven't really seen Skytor in all too much recently at the moment either. But it is a possibility. We have to wait and see on what the bands are going to look like and what the roster is as well.
yeah. I mean, that's gonna probably determine a lot of the things that are going to be happening here, and it's going to be an interesting showcase because the teams they're quite contrasting in the way they like to play their dives and their combos. We've seen Willis obviously on ball in this map as well before. I believe we casted it together when they played against SR check on that ball.
Possibly, yeah.
And then just as well the hazard. The hazard is always strong from Willis, and that's going to probably determine the course of this game. Just see what kind of matches we'll get ahead of ourselves. It's very difficult to predict.
Yeah, but still, if we look at the super long picture, if we're going to expecting a back and forth series, Quick, in theory, should end on should be drawing the better straw at the end of that all, going back and forth and in their favor. So, still, a long road ahead, it looks like, for both of these teams. It's been a long day of games for Quick. This is their second match. They have to imagine at some point some kind of fatigue is going to kick in, so they have to be holding strong through that as well. Hero bans off the table, and we're hearing early here that Quick have banned Ana, so I think they do want to kind of lean into more of this anti-dive, more of this Juno Brig yet again, even a Juno Kiri if the Brig. Also, it protects their Brig ban as well if they get the first ban too, so I think especially that will be that. And Boss are going to ban Winston here, which I find to be an interesting choice because generally if the Ana's gone, the Winston is weaker. And maybe they're still scared of the Kiri Lucio with that, but what does that show for you that Frosttails want to ban the Winston here? Are they that scared of a Skytor appearance, of a Willis Winston? What's going on there?
I mean, it seemed to be the plan as well with TA to ban Winston. Possibly the Skitor Winston is that scary that you want to ban it out. But there's also the possibility that, you know, Crocs is relatively known for playing Winston as well as the Roadhog, you know, those classic kinds of picks from Crocs. That maybe they want to see if they can even somewhat possibly protect this Winston for the rest of the series and then pop it out on another map where it's slightly unexpected.
Possibly. Again, I still don't know if Winston being banned here means that Quick can't ban it or not. I'm still not 100% certain on that ruling, but we'll have to see. If there is the play, makes sense to me. You want to go in on like a Hazard instead. Maybe you want to play something else and protect your Winston. If that's the case, interesting play. Overall, though, Frosttails banning Winston, I think just means they should be happy with a Hazard mirror here, but it will be a Hazard mirror in the sense of the Hazard will be the same. I do not expect to see Quick also on the Kiri Lucio, on the Sojourn. So yeah, Quick did look a lot stronger in that matchup, so hopes are high, I would say, for Quick fans in this upcoming Route 66 map. We should be heading to it in just a moment. I believe there's some delay in the time being, but should be just around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen here. It's a very exciting series so far, to say the least. I'm getting a bit tired because I've been up for a while and I had too many citron muffins.
How many do you have? What is that?
No
This
comment.
mysterious, mystical citron mushroom, and it grows only in your
No, it's
secret
muffins.
orchids.
The muffins.
Yes,
The muffins.
yeah, but like muffins don't do that. What are you putting in your muffins over there? Well, hopefully Quick is steering clear of those muffins at the moment. Need to keep themselves up and active. I think for me, the players that I think will have the most impact in this match so far than what I've seen, it's going to be. I feel like it's still Dip for me. It's still Dip and Zidra, and I think it's going to be Crocs for Frosttail. I think those are the players for me that I'll be watching to kind of see as a litmus test, as the microcosms for the rest of this match. Because if they're able to do their stuff, I do really feel like they're winning. Maybe Kyo as well for the side of Frosttails. It'll be interesting to see though. I think this cast versus the Soldiers is a real interesting dynamic at the moment in place of the meta and in place of the series. But here we go, heading into Route 66. Let's see what the teams are hovering here. Nothing at the moment, and we're staring at a. Wait, this is not. Is this Route 66? Or is this Dorado? This is Dorado. This is Dorado. Wow. Very interesting. Also, Quick have just bought the Frosttails roster, and interesting move by them. And Frosttails are responded in kind. Queen is being played by Frosttails on the defense.
But the thing is as well, the fact is that the Quick Esports roster doesn't look that weird since we've seen this roster be under Quick before.
What? Those are not the bans we were told. The bans are completely the wrong way around, or different. It's a Lucio ban from the side of one of the two teams, and Diva's been banned by Frosttails. Yeah, so the bans on screen are correct. That completely shapes a lot of stuff up. The Arna is in play. Lucio not so much. There's the sides being flipped there. So yeah, Queen versus Hazard here. Interesting stuff.
Hio being up here is also... It's a good setup, but it's rather unusual considering how easily you can kind of flank there. I don't know how Crocs has got in there again. Oh,
what the hell? Wow.
Trying to find this pick on the Natsuki, but not gonna find it as Johan finds a Kiwi there. Another home. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we have seen, well, I have seen Arius play the Zarya into this matchup, the Brawl into this matchup, but I'm also seeing why it can be very difficult to implement, let's say, especially you're lacking your Lucio, to kind of be more self-sufficient and more kind of able to directly duel in those dives. And Quick right now, dominantly in the lead, even though they're choosing not to bring in the Brigitte, they're playing the double flex backline. But now, Frostales have a difficult point to even attempt to touch here.
Yeah, and there's a Slash trying to get in on the Kyo here, so Willis is trying to find this early pick, and there's a cleanse being forced. Dip has been traded, has traded Kyo for Zidra though. Oh, Willis in a bad position as that is. Oh, yo,
You get another one.
Yes, not if we are in EU. And Cross is gonna fall down as we said.
Never, maybe. It's Dip versus the world right now, but Swan should favor there. Yeah, there's Willis and the rest of the gang are rolling up as only 2 members of Frosttail, so now they're on the back foot there. Big trades, and Dip keeping that momentum shifting in their favor, scales tipping all the way, and now Frosttail's touch has gone completely awry. Crocs will attempt, but C9 and feed his life onto the point.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting and unusual look from Frosttails, to be fair. Like, the only team we really see to play Brawl that defensive, like a Brawl or Rush combination that defensively on this map is SRP, check, yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it seemed to almost work out there. You probably would have liked to stall the cart a little bit before that fight, but you know, you killed off sometime. It almost worked out for you. But Quick Esports are the one to come out on top there. Now they've got a very nasty setup here. Joham's got all the line that's needed to hold them out, and Zidra is popping that high noon. Where there's a Crocs behind you. Yeah, Johan is just finding picks everywhere. Oh, and now it's Zidra. Look, that's just where you need the right click. That's the power of Cassidy right there. Even Hazard with the crazy block isn't able to keep out a right click. It does so much damage even through a block.
Yeah, the change in styles onto the Hazard has not made a change in fate at the moment. Clicking off the map to force recall in a rough spot. Maybe gets ready to know the wall almost will claim him, but Quick so close now to finishing the second point. There's a speed ring engagement. Quick have 3 ults on the corner. Frosttails only really with the Casino Rush and the Pulse Bomb online. There's the first one from Johan immediately in response to Kiwi. Crocs though, HP bar plummeting, and Dip will bring him all the way down to 0. Pack though with the Pulse Bomb. Dip going crazy at the moment, finding 2, and Willis pick up Kiwi. Able to range invested by Natsuki as well to clean this one out, and that's a second point cap for Quick, and a dogfight, but overall still very aggressively played, and Pack stalling the point out not too much. And there's the disconnect from Crocs. That's a rough place to have it, but not unfortunate, to be honest. As
oh, that's still that's me and Natnif right there, right?
Yes, my long luscious mane. But still, what a play so far by Quick.
You don't look that much different from Bullskunk. I don't look that different from Kenobi.
Do we?
We are bootleg versions. I don't know. Maybe if you put like a slight overlay on us, we would maybe look a bit more similar. But
yeah, maybe I just need to get my longer hair again. But what are your thoughts so far on the match here? I mean, like, it just really seems that Frosttails back and forth has been the name of the game, and yet again it seems that the back foot, the curse is onto Frosttails. But hearing the match is going underway very, very soon, as the pause I think is ending, so we should be heading in a moment soon. But yeah, the point is rolling again, and there it is. Crocs back on the queen, and back's already gone.
Oh. You know, one thing I have noticed about Dorado is that the cart with the Google S especially looks like Mater from Cars.
Oh.
Yeah, Cars, Mater. I mean, look at the car.
Now I see it. There's a whole bloodbath going on around. Lots of trades coming through, but we are focused on the Mater car. But maybe that's what Frost are looking at too, and maybe more attention to it because it's already halfway towards that third point. 3 minutes 40 seconds on the time bank too. But Frosttails are steadily in the lead, looking at support ult and having that overclock. Zyja with the high noon, the lone standing ultimate online for Quick here, but early engagement from there. Look, they almost flipped the map. Zyja being jumped on and, well, stomped into the ground.
Oh, that's nasty. Was that a Rage?
That's a Rage.
And it's done by Willis with that slash. Jumping from the Mater car, powering the power of Lightning McQueen. and really just going a lightning speed at the bad old good old go there. I was gonna say bad old because that Ragex was kind of bad, but you can't disrespect anyone here. Oh, and a nice wall from Willis.
Yeah, I mean, right now the car is looking like more the Meta Queen than Meta here, but Willis getting shut down there, maybe a little bit too overzealous. That car will be kind of put back on a more regular speed you'd expect from Toe Meta, unless you're watching Cars 2, where it becomes a Super Spy.
To be fair, it's kind of fast if you ever seen the second movie where it's like traveling
like, yeah, but he gets like some British spy to fuel him up and amp him with a bunch of gizmos and gadgets.
Well, yeah, but that's just what...
He's doping. He's doping in that one.
He's doping. That's a pretty good analogy. As Zidra... Oh, no,
yeah.
not the pose bomb.
Hack is also on something, it appears, so not performance enhancing by the looks of it. Kiwi, I believe, just had his ult walled off by Willis. Crocs is coming up close. A little bit of a rough rush there from Johan. Not able to utilize it too much. Quick, but they still get the space. Kiwi next in the sights of Dip. He's coming up close to a blade, but Crocs unleashing the ult. Catches
another hinder.
Ray. Okay, we're back, I think. I don't know if we can still be heard, but Dip's putting the blade, it seems, trying to get some kind of trades, and Quick are still trying to roll on through. Somehow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's just...
Oh la la. That is nasty.
Not in front of Toe Meta, Dip. Come on. Think of it, but they're all right now on the precipice of getting this third point, and Kyo is building up pretty close to an overclock. Go as well to that orbital ray, but Crocs takes out Dip. This could be a pretty rough final fight, and Kyo, this guy's known as one of the best aimers for a reason. They've managed to stabilize here. 1 minute left on the clock. Time bank pretty heavily drained. Quick's ult bank as well. It might just be maybe a Kitsune Rush and maybe the Hazard ult, but it's going to be in the face of an overclock, of a Queen ult, of a orbital ray here. So this could be a pretty rough final fight here, Matthew.
Yeah, and I mean that overclock is definitely a threat though. Yeah, it's something to go over the Quick as well, you know. You've got the downpour coming up, and a good downpour could be very valuable, especially with no defensibles really on the side of Frosters. They've only got stuff to pop at you. If you pop something against them and it hits massively, you might be able to win this. And speaking of massive, there's an orbital ray that doesn't really get the value you like it, but a good kite, like you mentioned, is gonna be the Quick's fight plan here. And the recoil is being forced there out of pack, and there's a good opportunity to go in now, but Kyo respects that, pops that overclock. There's someone hit in the downpour, and it's in fact Kiwi.
Wait, it's Kiwi.
And Willis has found the pick. There's no healing really left over apart from Gogo, and Gogo's in a dangerous position on the inside. No one's gonna be able to help him out. Crocs has popped the shot, but doesn't matter. Oh my! What a deflect from Dip, and Dip is going absolutely crazy and showcasing that he might just be the best Frosters player on the pitch right now. Wow.
Might as well just pull the blade, take him out, no touch to come through, no time to work with, but the point cap is achieved there. And yeah, absolutely monstrous there from Dip at the end. Just a masterclass, dishing up Frosttails for the rest of his team. What an absolute masterclass from Quick, getting the third point cap. No time, but still impressive performance. Frosttails did drain a fair bit of time on that third point. It's to be expected. But still, pretty rough for them to match time bank wise and progress wise.
Yeah. Okay, we are still witnessing another Junker Queen pick, which is... yeah, it could work. I don't understand the angle because, like, personally, I'm more of a Roadhog TP kind of man. But the Junker Queen, you know, it's just a budget Roadhog when you think about it at the end of the day. But yeah, no, it's an interesting angle. I am watching. Oh wait. Oh, I'm watching. Am I watching the angle?
I know which one you're on, but I'm on a producer's one. But just to make sure we're on the same page, I think you're a little bit ahead. There we go. Just to clean up the feed. But yeah, similar looks. And I don't know if that's similar looks that I'd be too happy if I was Frosttails. As right now, your tails are kind of still between your legs, considering how that first and second point went. And especially as Kyo's back on the elevator of doom that sealed his fate previously, but also on the casting now, no longer going over to the Soldier, now matching Zydra on this pick. Interesting overall. Kiwi also onto that Arno, maybe the Sleep now threatening onto Willis, but Johan with a good cleanse. Pretty straightforward answer. The point just being contested, being ping-ponged back and forth by Dip and Willis.
Yeah, and I mean, it is an interesting angle here. It is Junker going to defense Kiwi early on. I don't know where that's happened, but that's happened. And that's the end of Frostal's initial engagement here, and 50 seconds almost pumped off the clock while that's been happening.
Yeah, no what's online just yet. A pretty slow engagement overall, but you kind of have to be on this first point. A lot of angles to clear, a lot of high grounds to mount. Flash in there onto Willis, and Crocs takes out Zydra. Probably a good knife off the higher ground or some chip damage onto someone else, but Willis looking to get a trade, and Johan will want to finish that off. They're trying to be forced to flip the point here. Aggression in. He's hungry for one last trade, but no. Kiwi will deny it. And that should be this point. Finally getting under the bridge. Finally getting across that halfway mark for this first point, Dorado.
Yeah, Frostal is really trying to put these rocket boosters on the back of Tomater here, like we mentioned earlier. Putting that, putting the doping in there.
His Finmuk missile doping up Tomater.
But yeah, you have to be wary of Quickie's first engagement here. As Kyo is the one to pop a high noon here to try to stall it out. Now, no, there's a Johan pick out the Kyo there. Will there be anything else? There's a Zydra high noon now, and it finds the damage onto Crocs. As necessary to pick off Crocs. And oh no, you saw those last few shots, didn't you?
No, I closed my eyes. I blinked really rapidly because my Lord and Savior Zydra would never miss any shots. And I mean, he did have a much more effective high noon. Kyo just popped his a little bit too soon to deny the touch. So still 1 minute 50 seconds to get those last few meters achieved for Frosttails. But they're going to be walking into a big messy ult fight here. Dip with the blade coming up. I'm expecting to see a good performance coming out from him yet again. He's going to have to be a lot of support ults for him to work with, but also him to running into. And that blade from Crocs, historically such a good answer into the orbital ray. Could be on Johan to deny it with a cleanse, but also this pulse one from Pack sneaking around could be the way to force it to get jeweled out of the moment. First rush online, second one from Johan. There's the Queen ult on 2-1. There's the pulse bomb onto Zydra. Dip pulls the blade, not able to find anything. It's Crocs' axe that proves to be the bigger blade, and Kiwi trading out in the last few moments. That's a rough one for Quick. They invested 4 ults there, and Frosttails walk away with the cap.
Yeah, and I mean, simultaneously as you've popped or you've died, you've popped 3 ultimates there from Quick. You popped the Kiri, the orbital ray, and the Hazard, the downpour, just as you got eliminated. So you used a little bit too much there, and now you've got to worry about an unanswered orbital ray, and that's gonna be really tough to deal with unless Willis can do something before it can even be popped. But the orbital ray is now dropped onto the high ground, and Zydra finds Go-Go with Crocs finding Dip. Kyo finding Zydra there in an exchange, and it's looking like the fight is going to go with the way Frosttails. Messi.
Yeah. Okay, goodness gracious. Tops and tails of all the Frosttails come out on top, and yeah, Quick now. Much more of an even ult, now they force out that orbital ray, but they will lose the fight for it. 3 on cart should get this point across the halfway mark, or the checkpoint, sorry, rather across the halfway mark of this point. Quick have a setup advantage with the higher ground play from Crocs. Is kind of stuck on this point. Early aggression out to Kyo. He's trying to really greed the high ground, even with the speed ring. Could not flee the scene of his crimes. And yeah, he will be punished heavily for that, as Frosttails will flee the scene of their fallen ally.
Yeah, and I mean, now let's see if there's another answer for Quick, as the resources are still running kind of low for both sides now, but Quick especially are I would say a little bit behind compared to this Kiriko rush, for example, from Kiwi. Johan though has been showcasing great individual pop-off moments here throughout this entire series. Will that be able to help out with this Kiriko rush exchange though? Oh, there's a high noon being popped by Kyo, but it's going to be kited out by Quick.
Okay.
And there's a now. Oh no, that's a bit of an early one, and that's Zydra, but oh no.
Whoa, okay, I mean, a little bit of a stare off there, and Kyo right now showing wave, even though he's not been on the cast. I've been happy to take the mirror, is still pretty comfortable on it. I'm expecting there was some kind of Suzu attempt there, and Kiwi finds 3 in the Kiriko duel at the moment, going his way. Also be ahead on the Kitsune Rush. 3 ults, sorry, coming online for Frosttails. Quick only have the Blade, maybe the Downpour as well come up. But this was where they really struggled, this third point on their attack. Can they pull off a similar level of defense that Frosttails did? About to find out.
Yeah, there's an early shout being popped out here. Will is doing the downpour and does hit Keo there, but there's just constant trading going on. This time it's Keo having to fall down. Zidra now as well from Crocs. Dip has found Go-Go. It's just a mess of different things. Everyone's getting traded out, everyone's getting picked up. Crocs doing the best they can to try to find off. Oh my god, Willis has just found a Kiwi. Just as I was trying to say, Crocs are trying to fend off Willis, but Willis has fallen down to Puck now. And they are rough. The hold is looking rough here. The high ground is still held by Quick Esports though. Dip is trying to find Crocs. And Puck is still available. No, you're gonna have to retreat here, so you don't have Willis to help out, and you're gonna have to let the cart move a little bit here. 2 minutes left for Frosttails to attack. And there's 3, maybe 4 ultimates building up here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big storm of colors and noise, and all those Q buttons get pressed. A wonderful symphony, but who will end up being the conductor? Big Queen! Oh, no way to cleanse all of that, but Dip's Blade has to be the answer. Cleanse comes out, rush from both sides. Dip Blade so far found nothing. Go in his sights, but he's gonna get taken out from behind. Keo! Sidra finds one, Yoham another. Some trades have come through, but it's only the supports alive for Quick, and that will not be very long if you can help it. A touch gonna have to come through. Natsuki has the orbital ray. Willis moving over on to the Ramacha. High Noon 2, but Keo and Gogo are able to. There's the High Noon from Keo on the high ground. Dip comes out. There's the shield in place. Can it still come through? It's able to be in time. Yoham takes out the High Noon orbital ray invested as well, but Frosttails, they will try and flee. Not a bad trade for them. They get out of the orbital ray. There's not an easy answer outside of that High Noon to deal with their own. But now they only have a minute on the clock left. Only really like 1.5 fights left in that time. Back in Yoham! This man is insane! Cross-mapping Pack there with a headshot. That's what you need to buy yourself more time. Will it be the fight win? No, but it will make this tricky, especially as now Willis is pressing the advantage.
Yeah, now there's a kill pick on the Zidro all of a sudden from outer space
They
almost. Speaking of outer space, there's an orbital ray available here if you need it, but it's looking like Willis is gonna fall down before it. This early hold by Quick Esports is looking detrimental as Crocs is already walking towards cart. There's a speed ring available as well. Is anyone from Quick even gonna be able to retouch this?
They're gonna have to try, and Willis moving over onto the hazard. It's a high gamble, risk not paying off with the reward. Crocs takes out Zedra. There's a touch, and 19 extra seconds is the time bank for Frosttails there. We're going into extra rounds on Dorado here. Quick, you know you have to go for something. You know, in a fair fight, the orbital will take you by storm, but was that it? Yeah, Yoham gets you in a 4v5, but I mean, Pack's spawn is right there. The spawn is there for all the Frosttails, and even if you get those kills, I don't know. It's a gamble. Right there, Quick did not able to get the payoff. Their chips went down, and so did they. 1 minute basically for both sides. Frosttails starting off on the defense again.
Yeah, you've got that extra 19 seconds for Frosttails, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna be forcing this Junker Queen, it might not be that important because, well, you're gonna have to take a lot more time to really get into the fight compared to someone like Quick who can just jump up and down and go in wherever they please. Or, oh wait, are we seeing a ball angle from Crocs in defense? Doom. This is like, I swear Frosttails are just trying to emulate LH Cloudy at the moment. I don't know. It's this is some wacky angle, but yeah, we are seeing the hazard come out. Will is mirroring the hazard. Is that a real Moira Ana composition that I'm about to see in COD's year 2025? No, there's the Natsuki Kiriko. I was hoping for the Moira, to be fair. I really do like seeing Moira in my games.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You better not. I'm avoiding every Moira player we get in our ranked duo. But Dip, if he can get an opening pick here, would be monstrous. No, not able to get anyone peeking their heads too much. We'll now go over to the Genji. These are the comp sets in for the majority. Quick now. 45 seconds until overtime. This first point, notoriously difficult to break through, especially with Keo on the high grounds. But never mind, Yoham yet again with the headshot. This is absolutely wonderful to see. Takes out Crocs too. This guy's just putting on a show for us. It's absolutely delightful. He's being rewarded with it, with a first fight win for them.
Yeah, it was very impressive, but then you also see Packer really just like doing a ring around the rosy there around the point. Was rather funny. But yeah, now we are heading into a quick advantage here. They will try to finish this fight off quickly here, despite not having many ults. Haha. There's an orbital ring being popped. Oh, interesting angle, but is getting out there with the help of the cleanse. Kyo is in a bit of a tough situation, but if you can get that angle on the Natsuki, it could be a dangerous one. As Woolies has found Kyo though. Dip is holding this card. This contest is good. The Crocs Hazard trying to force it out though, not able to do so. Just get the cleanse though and the dash out there. But now Crocs is in an equally bad position. There's a Tracer behind though. The pressure is great out the quick, and the pinch is even better. But it is looking like a quick fight to take here, unless something miraculous happens here. Maybe a 4K from Go, but doesn't seem to be happening.
Yeah, okay. First point capped there. Now, quick set out. Please, I've seen historic C9s in this point. Do not show me another one. I'm good. I'm okay. My heart cannot take it. But Blade, High Noon, Downpour online. Frosttails only with the Downpour and Pulse Bomb in response. If Pat can hit it, that will be game changing. But the Blade a little bit more consistent, you'd have to imagine. The High Noon, though. First out online, the stick. The damage reduction ran out. There's no cleanse available either, and Pack hits it. The standing target of Zydra taken down. There's the downfall from Crocs, trading in response by Willis. Blade by Dip. He has to go massive here. He finds one onto Kyo. Crocs holding down onto this cart. Dip very much alone at the moment. Last Samurai trying to find something else. Pack yet again his second kill this round. And now spawns are dwindling here for Quick. The health bar is getting low. Natsuki pops the orbital ray, but Willis falls in the meantime. Yep, he's trying to find something, anything. There's a rush. Natsuki takes out Pack. Finally, that pesky threat taken down. Kiwi trying to finish off Zydra in the meantime, though. It's absolute dogfight at the moment. Last with shot, though, keeping him alive. And Natsuki not able to get the same treatment. And it looks like Quick's numbers are falling to the wayside here. Willis back on the Doomfist Dip with the Kitsune Rush. But can he find anything? He finds one tray looking for more. Can he do it? Kyo, he's so low. He needs a reset, though. The Deep finds one, finds two. Dip goes absolutely nuclear and keeps this round alive for Quick. He's going to keep on going. Recall force. Keep this man alive. They can't, but has he done enough? Quick are back in numbers. The Doomfist, it's bought them enough time on the stall. And somehow Quick are holding on. Crocs trying to find some kind of last trade. He's put a whole other downpour in this fight, but not a win to come with it. Now it's going to reset here, another 5v5, but Doomfist online rather than the Hazard, another Pulse Bomb too. What can Quick do? Nearly have another Blade as well.
Yeah, there's our downpour being put by Crocs, and it's looking like Gogo and there Quick are falling down very quickly thanks to the help of Gogo bombardment.
No.
And despite all the efforts of Quick, they don't manage to push the cart further, but it is more distance than you would have had there without the clutch, which is good there. You can maybe get another refight in there if you play it smart. But it is, with a minute, it is a good push, but it is maybe not optimal that you would have liked out of after that clutch. But I'm sure that feelings were very high, and you know, you were panicky there afterwards. So
I mean,
now it's up to them to just defend this wall.
Much how Gucci's changed his name to Peekaboo, I think Dip needs to go the whole other way, because that was peak right there. Absolutely crazy on the Genji. Lovely to see it. And yeah, golden box of victory for this point laid out. Hazard is going to be the choice of spearhead, choice of leader for the tanks of both of this side here. Can Frosttails match that performance? Yes, they have 19 extra seconds. Will that mean much in the grand scheme of things? Probably not all too much. Is that Crocs hovering the Queen? I mean, I'm happy to see it, because I think it sucks on this point. What do you think, actually? What are you about to see?
I just heard that you disrespect. I'm sure that a certain teammate of mine would be very angry at what you just said, Natnif. But
okay. I love Queen. On this point, I don't know.
But yeah, no, Quick seem to be setting up for a possible early hold. No, not quite. Kyo did jump up early there. That's a pretty interesting player. Now taking the top high ground. Will is up there, letting it go in the control of Kyo, but Kyo just not wanting to hold it for a reason. I'm not quite sure. Maybe getting that pressure onto the Hazard is more valuable in the eyes here for the start. The Willis is getting low, having to jump back now. Dip is now on the card. They're doing a good here, 1-2 on the card. Oh! No!
A little bit overzealous there. Yeah, greeting a bit.
Oh, but Zydra finding two!
Okay.
I mean, not much in the grand scheme of things, but the ult charge is nice. 62% now. You get good charge there, and you're kind of delaying Frosttails' hold here, because they want to have 3 on the cart. They're not going to be able to set up as aggressively as you would probably like. And this could be the
Really?
key for Quick Esports to retake this aggressively and quickly.
I do believe this fight will tick into overtime here. Only 17 seconds left on the clock. And now Dip are in the backline trying to find something. Kyo's so low, the cleanse will keep him alive though. In the meantime, Zidra's coming close to that.
Oh,
but
Kyo's falling down to
out.
Willis.
Zidra falls, Go as well. All the members are falling, and now can anyone clutch the same way? Is there anyone that can touch? It's going to be Pat will throw his life to trigger the overtime. Kiwi will fall down next, and that's the overtime dwindling away, and Quick going up big 2-1, taking Dorado and Storm.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance there. I mean, it's a rather unusual map than what we would probably be used to, considering that, well, you don't typically see this Queen composition on Dorado. But yeah, Quick have started very impressively here on this whole series, and this Dorado is just a stamp showcase of why they're such a high quality team. Even through all the pressure, they managed to come out on top here and make it a 2-1 lead now in this series. And
Yeah.
well, it is going to be Frostale's next map pick, I believe. It is going to be in Quick's momentum here. You don't have as much pressure about losing a map anymore as you would after this. It's kind of 2-1 scenarios are very important, as it's a one map lead, but it is still a great pressure that you can put on the other team.
That was just ridiculously close, to be honest with you. Crazy numbers. I'm looking at the scoreboard here. Dip 41-11, Willis 42-12. Crocs on the side 47-8, Kyo 41-18. Zidra really did not have a lot of fun on that map. 18 death, 26 kills. Struggling there, I think, into the matchup, but doing his role, being the bait, being the constant source of pressure onto the tanks. And also, Dip with that clutch is just absolutely ridiculous. What an absolute star performance in that map, and he's going to have to continue it. As for the first time, Quick are now breaking free of that 3-1 curse against Frosttails. 2-1 up now. But yeah, it looks like we're in here for the long haul match here. Going back and forth, neck and neck, tooth and nail is this match going to go down.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see this going the whole way, but also this is the chance for Quick, if you wanted to take control of this game and just run away with it. You've showcased that you can win in the mirror as well, in the pure mirror. So you might want to try to force it into that direction as much as you can. But we'll have to see how it goes. We'll see with the bans and everything that are going to be coming up, and how this impacts how the flow of the game and all of that. As I do believe that we're going into Esperanza, and if the FACEIT website is right, it is going to be a Sojourn Ana ban, which is very, very interesting.
Does seem to be correct. Sojourn Ana. Interesting. They now want to force the cast mirror. They clearly feel confident that Zydra is able to win in that matchup, but the team overall is able to be more confident in that matchup. Ana ban here as well, I think, is also interesting. I'm actually not sure which team banned which, because the Ana ban could be from Quick, and since it protects your Brigitte, and you want to keep playing this Juno. Brig is also a pretty nasty thing to deal with if you're running a Juno backline. That Ana can hit a lot of very big nades on that backline. But if it's from Frosttails, I'm interested to see why they're going that as well, because we haven't seen an Ana from the side of Quick so far. Maybe they want to be the ones protecting their Kiriko, maybe, and forcing, because they do seem to be a lot better into making that Lucio Kiriko matchup. Overall, very interesting stuff. I'm hoping I'm getting pinged to see which is which. Probably, though, a good idea for us after, especially the last map, quite a grueling one, that we do head to a short break to get some drinks and such to keep our voices able to sustain through the next couple maps. So we'll probably be heading to a quick 2-3 minute break, and we'll see you for Esperanza in just a moment.
See you in a bit.
Lykten du ga meg slo på alle lys. Vil aldri hjemme igjen, aldri gå i frys. Og når vi havner utfor, har jeg deg igjen. Tro på at vi tagit av något annat. Du flyr fra alt. Du ser ikke igjen og dro meg kaldt. Skjeggene vokser følger etter meg, men du har lært meg å løpe fort. Hva gjør når jeg viser vei? Du holder meg i hånden og skremmer den bort. Skjeggene holder ikke følge med deg. Du har alltid løpt så fort. Skjeggene løper etter meg på veien. Tar de deg igjen en dag, da har du ingenting å løpe fra. Bare bli stående, du vil komme frem. Og når du løper litt for fort, skal jeg holde deg igjen. Skjeggene vokser følger etter meg, men du har lært meg å løpe fort. Hva gjør når jeg viser vei? Du holder meg i hånden og skremmer den bort. Skjeggene holder ikke følge med deg. Du
Hello everyone, I'm eating chips and we're looking
I
at
swear,
lobsters.
if people heard you say what you just said before it started, oh my goodness. Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Well, now it sounds like it said something really bad, which he did, but not that kind of bad. But
No, we're just skibbity hawk too, like it's
no,
not
I
that-
don't want to hear it again. Oh, don't bring it on stream. Anyway, it's quick, I believe. The sides are incorrectly flipped again. The clean feed should be fixing that soon enough. But quick are the ones that have banned up the Sojourn here. Again, confident in this Cassidy duel. Didra hovering that again, and now Willis and Co. Johan Matsuki back on their comfort picks, it seems, so far. The Juno Brigitte with the Ramacha. Last time we saw this matchup, Quick were able to come out on top into the Queen, at least in the case of the Suravasa matchup, but will that be the case here? Is yet to see. Very different map. Sorry, in the Lijiang matchup, but very different map here. Let's see if they can pair out. Dip back on the Farah. Typically ends up swapping up the Farah generally after the first second fight. We'll see if that will be the case here. Right now, Frostel's just being rolled onto the point side, spammed from a lot of different angles, but a good knife. Maybe that could be the go sign. No, they're gonna still hold off.
No, I just finished eating my crisps taco salad.
But I can cover until you finish. Just let me know. Crocs, shout in engagement, block out from Willis. Gonna get just obliterate that block, looking cosmetic more than anything else. But well, actually, that's not too true. Man never gets any cosmetic. Anyway, Natsuki being pulled in there as well. And right now, the Queen look is a good one so far. As you'd expect, Dip will find a last-minute trade, but the first fight goes the way of Frosttails. Now, Willis and friends should be able to get back in time before any kind of point cap comes through, but still an early lead is an early lead. The Queen is a real worry. They banned the Queen really early on that first map even, because into this Juno Brig backline, historically, and we're seeing it in practice, is very damn good. The knives, the axes, the ults, all work pretty well, you know, into the antithesis of the comp, what Johan and Natsuki want to play, especially what the ults provide, the healing, the orbital ray, and how group turret wants to be. But Dip and Zydra sprinting towards certain definitely sprinting towards Barrage. Zydra back in the flank, it's flank for flank, band for band at the moment. He finds a quick headshot onto Kyo. They're looking for more. He's on the flank yet again. We're taking out Pack, and it seems like the hero play from Zydra has found what you need. Kyo and Crocs now on the run as early lead, 44 meters to 0 at the moment after the first minute of play.
Yeah, and even though that the lead is heavy there, it's looking like Quick are trying to put on the pressure as there's a high noon being popped. The Kitty course is a lot more dangerous though, but speaking of... No! Oh no, but there's an orbital ray being popped now as well. Oh, and it's looking like Quick are desperate to try to get this fight out of the way and get this lead out of the way as much as possible, as both the portals and the high noon is dropped in exchange for Kitty course and a Junker Queen ult. Not a horrible trade in all honesty, like when you can say... Oh wait, not also... Oh sorry, I am schizophrenic.
The Queen ult came out, they able to sustain, then the orbital ray got popped, so Crocs just, well, emulated much more like a Lego figure being dropped. And now Dip back on the tourbillon, our Lord and Savior. He has returned, redeeming all of France right now, and Natsuki still has that rally to work with. Annihilation on the corner for Willis too. Double support ults for Frosttails to make close to a beat lead, almost taken there, but Quick has to skedaddle rather before they can do that. Key on the high ground with the high noon. Double high, cancelling out their quite low impact overall, but the headshots on the Dip rattling through. There's the Annihilation, maybe Rise to follow suit. Blade pull from Pack, but Natsuki takes out Crocs. Pack gets a good trade, but Natsuki again with the rally right there where you need him to be. Absolutely flipping the script onto the Blade, hunting him down instead, and that's a lead taken, and the point most certainly captive for Quick.
Yeah, no, in all fairness, as they say, Heja Sverige, with that Natsuki play there on the Brigitte, hitting the enemy team with a blunt object and stunning them in their place. The Swedes say that.
Oh.
But we're heading into a fight where, while the ultimate situation wouldn't look that typically dangerous, Quick Esports now have a multi-core available in a choke point where you have to push past. Dip, if this is played properly, can really trap Frosttails in here, even with that beat. Molten Core isn't that counterable of an ultimate, all things considered. And we might be going into dangerous territory here.
Yeah, the Queen ult, I think, is going to be the best point to start the round. But right now, Quick, no, they're playing their advantage. They have a super strong position on the high ground. And they're going to have to send someone. And that's like, you see Gogo scouting out, so they can do it. Kyo's gone up there by his lonesome. Never mind, there is Gogo to help him out. That means there's no beatdown main. Akio getting hunted
Oh,
down.
what a beat!
There's a 2 versus 5 beat, but it's gonna be enough. Pack takes out Dip. Pack takes out more than Dip. Natsuki falls as well. And somehow that 2-man beat pays off. Quick just couldn't get the impact they needed. Dip also maybe knifed down or sent to the low ground to face Crocs, and a pretty cheap win there. Yes, you expend beat, but 1-for-1 ult trade, not too bad. You now have 3 new ones to work with.
Yeah, you could say Quick wasn't quite fast enough with with that ultimate usage and crosspoint choking. Choke point crossing. But now Frost, as Aki mentioned, are coming with three very dangerous ultimates actually, considering how the high noons have been played out in this series. And the Queen ult is popped early.
Oh my goodness.
And it is big. And Gogo finds Natsuki, Kiwi finds Willis, and that is looking to be the end. Oh my god, I'm burping like a madman. And it's looking like it gets Quick Esports as hold has been broken through by Frosttails. A very cool way to do so as well. And now it's time for Quick Esports to respond. No way. They won't be able to, but they have to break through this choke point anyway. If you never break through this tank lineup, you're gonna be in a dangerous spot. And there's a Howrbit already being popped into a high noon and a Kiri rush. Oh, and the Keo finds Zidra. And Willis finds Crocs in the exchange though. And if Quick can win this, it's a good ultimate exchange, and they've just gone 1-4-2.
Keep Dip alive. Yes, he will take out 2. He's back and already farmed up another Molten Core. What the heck? I mean, considering how Gogo let loose the beat to send the Molten Core, the Dip has farmed 60+% in that time. Ult array doing wonders, I'm sure. Now 3 ults for them, but they have to retake this. They have to get through this difficult neutral fight. Can they claim this early high ground? No. Looks like Crocs and friends will already be after and challenging them there. So they'll have to maybe use an ult, maybe a high noon, maybe a Molten Core to deny the kite path or claim that early space. A rally around the corner as well. It's only the lone blade of Pack to see if he can find something. We saw crazy clutches from Dip. Can Pack match it? Gonna have to see. There's the shout in. There's the blade to follow up. Torb E in result. There's the come in defensive positioning. But Willis will catch Kiwi somehow. Willis has gone extremely deep. He has Annihilation though to keep himself alive. And somehow Willis is one-man armied effectively through the rest of the team. Good trade from Crocs, but Willis yet again, he's still just pummeling on through.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did you just call Dip a bottom during that fight?
How?
You said come from a defensive position. I swear that's how.
No, that's not what a boss. No.
This is maybe a bit too PG for the organization's liking, but you started it, so you're gonna be reaping the
I did no such thing, but
yes,
regardless, Quick have taken the lead, and I may have lost my job, but Natsuki still has a rally. Kyo with the high noon, Crocs coming up to a Queen ult as well. Natsuki's going in with the rally, maybe been knifed down there or something, but regardless, he is now stuck in a corner as is Crocs, but he has his arms to keep him up alive. Crocs a few percentage away from that Queen ult. Quick needs to win this fast, but Zidra, he's found one with Pack. Crocs is too low to let loose the Queen ult. There it is, connects onto 2. They immediately to be falling. Follow-up is good. No trades to come through either. But Frosttails yet to move the cart. In fact, the cart is still moving for Quick somehow. Yeah, they don't get even too much point. They're holding on for such a long time. What?
It's a good stall, but what I'm even more impressed by is Gogo Swagger. That's a nice combination. That Cosmic Gun with the Chengdu Hunters looks very nice. It's a very nice combination. Wait, the Lucio gun skin, bro. Come on, it looks good. It looks good.
It does. And what also is looking good is the ult bank. 2 support ults to 4 on the side of Quick, and no Queen ult. No easy answer in response to this orbital array. Yes, you have the beat. Yes, you have the continue rush. You can't really layer them though, and it's gonna be difficult. Lead still in the hands of Quick as well. What can Frosttails do to turn this around? What can Quick do to shut down any hero plays?
We'll see. Crocs is trying to get a knife in, and there's the Zidra High Noon that's been dangerous in the past, and finds Gogo in an exchange, but this looking like Quick wants to come out on top, but Crocs has crazy region going around now, seeing everyone. The Kiriko rush with the combination of that resource management. Oh my
Willis,
Lord, I messed up my words there. I was gonna say something about Crocs there, but Willis is the one to come out on top in that exchange.
Yeah. That was absolutely monstrous annihilation as well. Frosttails will build up 3 ults in their own Kitsune Rush and their beat. Both of them invest in that, so you come up on a rally and Dip with another Molten Core around the corner. Again, they're still holding the lead. They're happy just to keep back and forthing here and there, trading ultimates out. Looking to see if he can get a repeat. This is a quick. I should have maybe flipped
Oh,
the
Dip is
map
going for the
here,
back.
and he's going from the molten core into the kite path there. Maybe they can get a nice flip through, but Kyo looking to try and flip it now. Them onto their backs. Good shield in time. Natsuki clinging on for life. He has to keep the life ult. They have to keep the point, and Zydo takes out Kyo. That's the pick you need to extenuate this lead so much further.
Yeah, and even
And
though
the teabag.
even though Frost there was the teabag, yes, I mentioned Frosdale did manage to flip the map there, but it was to no avail. As Quick flipped the map at the exact same time. So either extreme good planning or then just unfortunate mistiming that led to Frosdale's demise there. But now Quick are gonna reach around 100-meter fight is even going to start. Even then you're still gonna be able to move the cart.
Yeah, it's only 5 seconds left. People need to touch the point. Touching into a rally. Coming up on an orbital rate as well. Pack has to find massive impact with this blade.
no.
There's both DPS on him. There's a dip in his backline with an overload. And there's the rally onto point now as well. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. You need to get something going. But your only ult's offline back in the spawn doors. And Crocs as well coming close. Dip shutting everyone down. Making everyone know this is his damn lobby. He's in his turret ruling with an iron fist. At 100+ meters, Quick go to map number 3, Matcher. Like you said, this is their chance to take control of the game. And it looks like they're doing just that right now. Match point, grand finals point. Not many people expect this. Not many people backed Quick. Frosttails looks so dominant, but Quick with this Torb, it's an unleashed monster onto the field so far.
Yeah, it's crispy like the nachos I'm eating right now. They're playing very smooth, very crunchy, quite flavorful as well. They're really putting on a good platter of performances here. And the star flavor of these combinations, it has been Yoham so far, looking very good. Well, the dip is also a good flavor. You know, you're seeing the flavor punches of Yoham, and then you're finishing it off with a good dip in the backline. But yeah,
Incredible.
Incredible. This is our Gordon Ramsay impersonation right here.
Yeah, and I believe that was Frosttail's map pick as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe it's loser's pick in this situation, so that's gotta hurt. And you know, we're normally seeing a lot of typing in chat, and maybe the FACEIT admins have been a little stinky, and they've turned the match off because I've been told that Dip is typing the whole time, and I'm assuming Crocs is typing back. But right now, no, I'm being told that Frosttails is unusually quiet at the moment. Crocs, normally so well known for his clapbacks, currently silent, and the other key presses, the one controlling his characters at the moment, also seems to be falling a little bit short. So Quick look very strong, look very much in the lead at the moment.
I mean, speaking of short, Nat, have a guess at what the map, the hero bans are for the next map here?
With him taller than you, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming from me,
okay,
so you know it's real.
Is it which matchup is it?
It's Blizzard World.
Okay, Blizzard World. Is it a Life Weaver ban? Is it Life? I mean, told it's a go Ajax. Our producer making sure we get to flame as many people as possible. Thank you very much, Jay. But is it Life Weaver ban?
No.
It's Symmetra. Oh,
Okay. Just leaking everything. Our observer is absolutely throwing my games, man. What the hell?
Symmetra ban, and is that the side of
Brigitte
Quick?
ban.
And a Brig ban. Okay, Frosttails, I'm imagining banned Brig. It makes sense. I've been saying this from the start. If you want to ban, you want to ban out a character from the side of Quick, it makes sense to take out Natsuki because then you force a Juno Lucio, which may not be so comfortable on, makes the cast a bit more prevalent to any of your kind of engages. The Sim ban, I just feel like it's a ban for the sake of a ban at this point. I'm not entirely sure what it achieves. But yeah, interesting. I'm being told we have a replay of an Ajax. I don't know how that will happen, but I'm here to see it if it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. We're having
Possibly.
some voices in our heads telling what's going on
Possibly.
right now.
There you go.
There it is. There's the replay. Oh my. Oh, we're watching a very highly produced, of course, by Quick alone. We are seeing.
Yes, just us.
Oh, there's the Ajax from
to the
Zidra.
high noon. Oh, that's where that fight went so awry. Yeah, we're seeing the cursor swim around Go-Go. Yeah, that's rough. High noon.
Such a high quality production.
Sleep timer. The slow-mo. Oh my goodness. Bam. Break one. That's just... Yeah, that's in the orbital ray, right? That's an instant kill.
Oh, that's
And
that's a
we're-
bull. That's
that's a
no. We're back to the beta caster. See, I see how this.
Okay, great, wonderful. Ah,
But
this-
yeah, no. This is one of those highest quality productions I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of well, no high quality productions.
I mean, we're happy to stop putting on a show, and we even got a fancy replay going. But yeah, Blizzard World, Sim ban, Brig ban, Hazard again, Hazard cast orb again, maybe. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Matthew?
Well, if the Brigitte and Symmetra are banned, the Symmetra most likely is just get it over with ban. Unless they're trying to save it for a map where they would play Symmetra typically. I don't know if I've ever seen Quick play Sim, to be fair. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
have it your way kind of pick, the subway pick. Is it Subway that says have it your way?
I don't know. I haven't been to Subway in like years. Why not
I
someone
don't
like
know.
Insomnia?
So,
It can be. It should be. You're now head of marketing. You
whose
Googling it.
slogan is have it your way? It's Burger King. I
Oh,
got it. No, but I thought their slogan was Flame Grilled. What do you mean? I surprised I didn't know
Matthew
that.
said just surprised. What do you? Okay, because you're a king, Matthew. Because you are our
Nah,
Burger
because
King.
I'm fat.
Yes.
Fair enough. I get it.
No,
I get it.
okay.
Loki. I get it.
Okay.
Our
But
observer's just roasting me at this point. I see how it is.
don't
But
worry,
yeah,
Matthew.
no.
There'll be a big meal for you coming up in this Blizzard World. I've no doubt.
But yeah, no. In all honesty, I wish you could hear what our
Professional
producer says.
broadcast. Anyway,
No,
Blizzard World
jeez.
ban. Bring
Yeah, I
off
mean,
the
they're
field.
Break off the field probably allows Diva to be played very heavily, which is I don't know if that's in the favor of Quick or Frostales, because Willis on Diva is a dangerous thing. It's a very dangerous thing, and Brig is typically the pick you take to counter Diva to like keep it in check a little bit more. But if you let Willis run wild, this could be detrimental towards Frostales, and maybe even a misban. Honestly, it depends on how this matchup goes and what they're expecting and what they want to run. The other option is that we see Croc's Wrecking Ball come out here, and that's where the Brig ban comes from, is to let the ball be a little bit more free. Obviously, Lucio able to keep it in check, but Brigitte is one of those where you just whip and it completely kills off ball's momentum completely. And also, you can brawl up close. You've got a lot more healing than Lucio. You've got the
Yeah.
packs to contest the follow-ups from the Tracers and the Genjis of the world. And yeah.
I'm just expecting some kind of character either with a Juno or a Lucio. I think I'm slightly concerned to see the Juno, the Kiri Lucio. We'll have to see as we head into our possibly final match of Quick and continue this momentum.
Oh,
Never mind. Okay.
yeah, I'm
It's
hearing
okay,
very
we're
angry
just,
Bosnian words in my ear right now.
We're just oh, never mind. Paul, it's just only for a little bit, a little bit of a cheeky play from the face admins as we talk a little bit longer about what they might be playing here. Kiri Lucio, Lucio Juno, Dip, and Cassidy.
By the way,
Coming out
Katniss.
yet again.
Katniff, have you noted how similar
Who?
colored my microphone is to my jersey recently?
I don't know who that is. I hope they respond to you soon.
Yeah, I wonder. Does anybody in the
know.
chat have the Catnip GIF available to
No,
them to put as a
no, I
Twitch
don't know
emote?
who that. No,
But I
don't know who
should make
is.
that into my Twitch emote.
No.
Hold up.
No, okay. Quick, please, Paul, I want this now. Please, save me. You can do this. You have the Dip Torb online. It's undefeatable, it seems. I'm now terrified of my rank games are running into this demon again, but Frosttail's back on the Hazard, Kiri, Lucio, Sojourn. They won with it on Suravasa, and they won with it into a Ram, into a Briggs thing. But Johan, let me finish my. How you get your picks so fast again? He's just getting these miracle picks. I'm not even sure where he's getting them from, what free fight angle he's taking, but I'm stealing them 2 trillion%.
Don't you think Johan's favorite hamburger order is?
No cheese, because he's keeping it real. He's just doing it all brute strength. Maybe some lettuce, keeping it healthy. Tomatoes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe some curry fries.
Some curry fries.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm
What
just
did you
never-
say? Curry fries?
Yeah, like some curry. Never mind.
Bro, Curry on bro, nah. Okay,
No, not on, like just the
okay, bro,
flavoring.
because
man.
I put soy sauce on my fries, but I wouldn't put
Oh,
curry
you
on my
can't
fries.
talk then, can you?
Yes, I can. And you know also can talk in this situation. Zidra is trying to find a pick and just finds around the puck, becoming the carry of this team with the help of that speed ring, finding the pick onto puck, and it's completely stopping Frostel's entire engagement here. Crocs is gonna most likely fall down here unless, well, yeah, hiding in a corner typically does help.
Unless he just stubs himself to a corner. Yeah, no dignity here for him. He's gonna have to just recuperate by himself. They do have a Kitsune Rush massively early though. All that damage that Croc's taking is fed Kiwi up, ready
Massive.
to unleash that. And Pack with a headshot. He's on the. They're on the back.
Oh, wait, what? I didn't even
takes
cop
out
that.
Natsuki as well.
I was just
One trade's
focused
come
on-
through. On burgers, yes.
No, I was focused on the low taper fade because you said massive.
Okay, alright.
Now there's a Willis trying to find the pick and does find it, but it is Crocs finding the exchange onto Willis, and that seems to be Frostales taking with the headshot from Pocket taking that point for themselves and starting this Blizzard World snowball, you could call it. Unfortunately, no snow drop to match that, but well.
No puns for us today, sadly. But Quick do have a fair few ults. Johan has the Kitsune Rush now unanswered. I mean, the downfall could be good. Pack on this Hanzo is very interesting. Last time I saw Hanzo on this map was like Shy in World Cup. A lot of long angles to play with, but I mean, it makes sense, right? Into the Torb, you want to keep your range, you don't want to send any side flanks. It's a very interesting kind of counter pick, maybe, but oh, that's a wide hazard ult, and now Crocs has to run back to the other side of his spawn. Although it does bring out the Kitsune Rush from Johan, and Quick aren't really able to capitalize on it. Johan fighting with Dip on the side, will separate them, but only for a moment. And now Dip looks to be going on the flank with the Molten Core. Pack is also on that flank, marking it out, but it's a very interesting matchup, this Hanzo into the Torb. Two characters that haven't seen all that too much of, at least until recent memory.
Yeah,
from Matra?
This is, I mean, yeah, the Ramatra hold here from Willis is going to be really difficult to break through, and I understand why Crocs would go on to Ram to try to
Pew.
really just match that up close. And there's an overclock being popped by Kyo here somewhere, and the Dragon Strike by Puck.
Yeah, those sports out onto Willis, but there's one from Natsuki. The Orbital Ray powering him up, kept him alive through that Dragon Strike. Can it keep him alive through the whatever the hell the Kiriko is called? Kitsune Rush. There's the Annihilation on the point as well, but Crocs somehow completely unaltered, takes out Natsuki, stays a little bit too close to the line of fire. He will give his life for it, but they're down now. Both supports, health bars will be staying low for Quick. No trades to come through, it looks like. Actually, Dip will take out Pack. Willis clinging on at the moment. Decent amount of time burnt off this first choke point, to be fair. But Gogo now has a beat unanswered. Johan behind Zydra again, coming up with the high noon, and Willis will move over on to the Hazard. Dip also to the Genji now.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking like okay.
Wait, Pack, this is a crazy counter watch. Dip goes to Genji because he's sick of the hands and not being able to chill him, and then Pack immediately goes over to the Tracer, and Crocs is gonna go down to 1 HP. Zyra's gonna pull the high noon, and everyone's gonna run away. It's all just a mess.
I was just confused about what was going on in the spots for that entire time, and there's Zidra finding Kyo. Like, I'm watching like the top side, and I'm seeing everyone swap around characters, and I'm getting so utterly confused. It was just like a counter swapping average tank lobby in season 9 patch, but yeah, now it's a Quick Esports turn here to have this Kirikosh available first. Gogo has the beat. Crocs has that Annihilation available to themselves, but if Johan gets this beat, this Kitty Rush popped early, it will be a dangerous territory for Frostels. Time is ticking down pretty fast.
Yep, there's the aggression beat from Gogo. Johan unleashing the Kitsune Rush back in response. It's on the low ground. Crocs has Annihilation. Gonna have to pop it, wants to live, but he won't. Thinks better of it in the face of the Kitsune Rush. Drop down alone into it. Gets absolutely whittled away in mere moments.
Yeah,
Pretty
those are
expensive loss.
yeah, and an underseen deflect from Dip there. Dip deflected the Ramatra Soul that would have kept them in charge, but instead it was Crocs who got killed off during that exchange.
Ooh.
So it was
Very
a pretty nice
nice.
deflect there to keep your team alive. And now Quick are going closer and closer. And well, some people on the Frostales team might be a bit introverted since they don't want to really get this close brawl against Quick Esports in these choke points. As the wall gets popped just like that. And now there's Kiwi available for picking off, but no, not quite. Kyo pops the overclock in respect of the pressure from Quick. And yeah, does decide to drop there, but gets the value of the space created and the cart moving. Croc's in a bit of a bad position right now though. Gonna have to cross to the choke point. And it's gonna be pretty dangerous and difficult.
Yeah, be walking into the orbital array, a downpour, a blade, a high noon, everything available for quick at this point, but so is from Frosttails. There's the Kitsune Rush from Kiwi, high noon air response, downpour as well.
Oh, what a
Cleanse
cleanse!
just in time, but Johan finds the headshot regardless. Kiwi, a stay of execution for moments only, and 12 seconds left on the clock. Frost had to find something. The pulse bomb's gone wide. The blade is out from Dip. It's only Crocs in the annihilation to find anything, and Kyo's in Dip's sights. He's so close to getting a kill, but no, there's the orbital ray in response to Kyo's on 1 HP behind him, and Crocs has fallen. Just absolutely shredded in that ray. No ults online. It's all Dip, all muscle, all manpower at the moment. He finds a 4K. Absolutely disgusting. Just raw talent and mechanics to take that one. And that's the golden box of victory. The 4-1 now laid in sight. Just under that point, under that bridge, on the second point is where Quick need to get the cart to. It's not all that too far, only 90 meters. And they've been so strong. They've kept their momentum so high all this time. Can they take it over the line and take it to a 4-1 to ending up as a Season 4 FACEIT Masters Grand Champions? We're going to have to see, but Mashu is looking damn good at the moment.
Yeah, their momentum has really been striding forward ever since that third map win on Dorado, and they've been looking stronger. Possibly also Frosters, like mentioned earlier when we talked about it, maybe the pressure is just hitting them, and if the rumors are true that Dip is chatting absolute madness in the chat at the moment, then it could be a bit of a tilt factor. Well, Dip is really in his element seemingly today.
Yeah.
And now it's just up to them to finish this off wonderfully and take this championship back to Norway, where, well, it would be there for the first time, I believe, in any organization's history from Overwatch that a major title has been brought to Norway.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though.
Very impressive stuff, and we might see a cheeky little life weaver with her to open things up. But Frosttails, I believe that Dip did play with them, maybe in one of the recent tournaments at the under the Good Guys title at the French LAN. I'm not sure the name, maybe All for One, possibly. You know, I'm butchering it, but yeah, the Good Guys LAN, sorry. But he is very much in the heads at the moment. They cannot shake him loose, and seeing the Cassidy come out and the whiff shot, I'm guessing we'll be back onto the Tourbillon in just a moment. Yeah, and right now, this is the demon that WCS is looking to be facing, a Tourbillon of all things, dominating the scene so far. Frosttails not changing anything up. They're confident. They're sticking to their guns. Maybe it's desperation. They know they can't win. Neither the matchup so far. They've looked the best on this so far with Kyo on the Sojourn, but the system, the quicker building around Zydra and Dip at the moment, it's just looking absolutely smothering on this point.
Yeah, and there's immense pressure being brought on by Quick onto that Crocs Hazard being forced out of every resource, though Quick are also fouling rather low. A nice slow onto Willis, though, completely pressuring out Frosttails' setup, and now they're on the back foot, trying to get any exchange of value, but Crocs is getting stunned here, just being bullied out. First pick being captured by Quick already. Oh, but there's a dangerous attack onto Natsuki. Natsuki has fallen down to Kyo in a nice rotation from the Frosttails DPS. But still, Frosttails are getting so low. Gogo's under 50, the pack is under 50, but Willis is in an even worse position. And it does look like Willis is gonna probably fall here unless there's a good pocket here coming out from Johan. Still a dangerous spot though, being walled off now. Don't walk into the boob, no! Gogo finds it. But
Yeah.
Quick are finding good value out of this. The first tick captured, and you've got ultimates available to your name now.
True, a pretty fast high noon as well. But Frosttails also a lot more ahead on the Kitsune Rush. That's the difference between having the Lucio and the Juno. They kind of cannibalize each other's ult charge, do the Juno and the Kiriko. But it shouldn't be too much of a deal if you can get Sider's high noon getting some value here. Willis now moving over onto the Hazard. All the ult charge and the Ramattra have gone down the drain. Pack and Kia also steaming towards their ult. There's the aggression from the early Kitsune Rush. Can it find a trade? Crocs so low. Cleanse able to get out. Mega pack for him as well to gobble up too. And now it's Willis on the run. High noon trying to send Crocs scampering. Instead, he's so low and Willis to take him out. That's the pick he needs to open up this point. Kiwi falling too.
The Googlias are really showcasing when we look at those close POVs of
The
Crocs
hammer
and
kill!
Willis.
The hammer
Oh my,
kill!
there's a hammer kill! Oh my.
Okay. You think possibly final map of this point, it's nerved, it's shaking, but Dip is full of steel, and as now it's packed the hammer, bonking him on the noggin. Not able to get the blade online or the overclock, which has given Dip a time to build his own molten core up. And now it's going to be 2 support ults to 1 for Quick versus Frosttails as they now fight around this cannon area.
And now it is Quick's turn to try to take control here. Frosttails are coming very close, and Kyo has found Yoham. The Kitsune Rush has been popped though, so there's still a winnable fight for Quick here. Blade is popped by Puck though. Oh, but Willis finds Puck there. It's a good exchange. 5v4 now.
Thorns are the advantage of Quick as well, and the ult economy too. Willis falling though is pretty rough, and this now force hold could be a little stagger. 3 minutes still on the clock, but Quick have to be careful not to get shaken loose. They have to keep their heads in the game. Crocs has the downfall. Zidra getting ruled off. Quick just need to get back in shape. They need to get an orbital online, maybe throw in the hazard ult to deny any kind of escape, but they have to worry about Crocs' Wonder Cell, and of course Kyo with the overclock. There's the exchange of the hazard ult. Never mind, but it's holding on to his. Happy to take this fight down, but they've invested the molten core. Takes out Crocs with it. It's not all too bad, but he's gonna have to try and just live for the time being. Spawn advantage yet again. As Pac now also mirroring onto this Torbjorn. Yoham gives his life to try and save Dip there. He will, but again, it's late staggers and Quick. They need to get back on track here. They need to get an actual proper fight coming through. Invest the orbital ray because Kiwi has another rush to go with. But Frosttails, the trades have meant they've had to back up this point. Never mind. It's all a bait to go back in, but they're walking into an orbital ray, and Gogo's been taken out by Willis.
And now it's looking definitely deadly for here for Frosttails. There's not much left to go, and Quick are staggering them out here. You've got overclock remaining, but Quick are slowly going in. They are slowly approaching, despite their name, and they've got ultimates available to their name.
One hell of
a down for available. High Noon has been popped by Zidra, looking to find any lock connection. There's a lock. You barely don't get it though. But Crocs is one. Crocs is dying on point, and that's Quick's match to take. It's 4th-1, and it's Quick's grand final to take. That's all. That's all. There's no more games left. Quick are the champions of Masters.
Quick are the champions.
Just like that, it's over. No hyping up. Just a quick fight to end it. A fitting of the name, and we've got ourselves the new FACEIT Masters champions, and it's coming home to Quick. What a performance today.
Oh my goodness, that last fight, it just felt like everything just slipped away from Frosttails. Quick just flipped the script, flipped the table. Everyone was predicting, Frosttails 4-2, Frosttails 4-1. It's been a 3-win every single time, and now Quick are the ones holding that damn 4-1. Dip on the Torb. I would like to discuss MVPs, and I love Yoham. No, actually, I don't even know who to give it to, because everyone on Quick played absolutely phenomenally. Yoham with the crazy DPS clutches on the Kiriko, Dip on the Torbjorn, the secret source that Quick needed to absolutely dominate through the end of this playoffs. Zidra on the cast, like you pointed out, a real X factor in their first win against Frosttails a while back. I don't know what to give it to, Macho. I'm gonna have to put it on you and who you want to name as our MVP this series, because it's just far too difficult.
I will have to give it to Yoham, mainly because from what I saw was a performance that where you didn't really make any mistakes. The only things you did were giga impactful moments of self-individualistic pop-offs while still maintaining your team play to a great structure, which helped you bring this win across to Frosttails. And I mean, while the rest of the team played very well still today, Yoham was just shining through every single fight. Really, just one of those almost once in a lifetime kinds of performances where you really see an MVP caliber player come up clutch for the team when you need it. And I think that really sums up what I think of this series.
I'm just really excited to see what they can do to WCS now. I mean, you're already excited to see them come in beating out TA, but now going into the promotional matches coming up. Super exciting stuff. They're on a roll at the moment. This Torbjorn dominant Yoham, a legacy performance he put on today. Absolutely something to be putting in the history books, to be honest with you. And a 4-1 is now struck into the logs of time as Quick Esports, like you said, Season 4 champions. Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, now I'm just wondering who they're actually going to be facing coming into the OWCS relegation matches.
I actually do know this because I looked ahead of this. I actually did my research for once. Instead of just looking to the side of my notes. But yeah, it is Sakura Esports, and Sakura did finish the 8th seed in EMEA Stage 1. So along with getting extra money for a Quick, for the players here actually, they have also secured themselves a better seeding for this playoff relegation system. where they don't have to face off Team Vision instantly. They're going against Sakura Esports and then against Team Vision or Frostills Esports in that upper
Yeah.
bracket in case they win. But it is a double elimination bracket, which is well quite surprising for a relegation battle. I would expect a single elimination, but I guess this is Overwatch. We have to be a bit more leisurable to every team. You know, you gotta give everyone a fair chance instead of just
Yeah.
knocking out everyone at once.
And I want to see the rematch versus Quick and Vision. That was so close last time. If only Natsuki didn't get Goomba stomped by IMO in that last fight. It could have gone so different. They could have been there in the first place. They fought tooth and nail through the regular season, through the playoffs, and now get the chance to be back onto the OWCS main stage, back there fighting again in the relegation, in the promotional region. Wonderful to see. All the players, all the staff should be super, super proud, super excited for what's more to come in the future. And thank you all so much for coming along for the ride here. Absolutely wonderful to see you all come and witness with us. Such a great moment for Quick, such a great moment for all these players. And what a wild game. What a great fun match for us to cast as well. Matthew, give any final closing words to finish us out. I think that will be all from us at the moment, at least. We're still deciding. I believe the NA things are still in the air. NA will be coming up. We're still getting updates on that, but I'll leave that up to you, Matthew.
Yeah, I mean, as always, a pleasure bringing me out of my slumber to cast on my one day off. No, but well, it was very fun. It was nice to see Quick succeed in this manner, and obviously, you know, having to compete with the official broadcast does mean that there's going to be less eyes on us specifically. But it was still fun, and I hope we brought you a good broadcast throughout the time skipping and the hamburgers and the and the ridiculousness happening. The dip POV was very fun to cast once more, and I hope to see you all for the relegations. I'm not sure if I will be casting, but maybe I will. Who knows? Either way, it's been fun. A nice regular season combined to a good end with the playoffs is going to be the end for it for now. But I'll see you all later. Bye bye.